Breaking news! Coming with the latest news just for you, we're on the cusp of another showdown, and with roster adjustments, I'll give you all the details. But before we dive into some exciting news and potential roster moves, be sure to click that like button to stay up to date with the latest Lions updates. We have some intriguing developments to discuss today that could shape the future of our team. Let's get right to it. Bleacher Report recently predicted that the New Orleans Saints may be considering a trade for pass rusher Chase Young. After losing 5 straight games, the Saints are looking to rebuild, and it looks like Young could be a significant piece they're willing to part with. Remember, Young was the second overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft and started his career with a bang, winning Defensive Rookie of the Year and a Pro Bowl selection. However, injuries have plagued him, and he's had to settle for a 1-year deal to prove his worth with the Saints. So far this season, he's recorded 1.5 sacks and a 55.7 Pro Football Focus grade, which isn't exactly what anyone would expect from a player with his pedigree. Now, why should this matter to us as Lions fans? Well, if the Saints decide to embrace a rebuild, and they absolutely should, especially with a projected $97.6 million cap hit next offseason, trading Chase Young could net them some valuable draft capital. Even though he's on a 1-year deal worth $13 million, moving him could help them in their pursuit of budget contracts and rookie deals as they look to get a fresh start in 2025. But here's where it gets interesting. Bleacher Report points out that both the Baltimore Ravens and our own Detroit Lions could be ideal landing spots for Young. The Ravens are always looking for more talent on their defensive front, especially given their struggles this season despite a decent 5-2 record. Their defense currently ranks 28th in EPA/dropbacks allowed, which is concerning for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. Adding a third edge rusher like Young could significantly boost their pass rush. Now, let's talk about the Lions. With Aiden Hutchinson out due to a leg injury suffered against the Dallas Cowboys, our Super Bowl dreams have just taken a hit. Hutchinson is arguably one of the best pass rushers in the league, and his absence leaves a glaring hole in our defense. Sure, we have some depth with players like James Houston and Josh Paschal, but let's be honest, they're not Hutchinson. This is where a potential trade for Chase Young becomes incredibly appealing. Young may not be the perennial Pro Bowler we thought he could be, but he's still a talented player who can thrive in a situational role. If we can bring him into the fold, it could help stabilize our pass rush and allow our defense to maintain its championship-caliber performance. We need to keep the pressure on elite quarterbacks if we want to compete at the highest level, and Young could be the spark we need. It's important to remember that we're talking about a player who, despite his injury history, has shown flashes of brilliance. He recorded 1.5 sacks and 13 quarterback pressures this season. If he can stay healthy and find his rhythm again, he could be an asset to us as we push for a championship. Now, I want to hear from you, Lions fans. What do you think about the Lions possibly trading Chase Young? Would he be a valuable addition to our defense, or should we look elsewhere? And what do you think of our current depth chart? Is it enough to sustain our Super Bowl hopes without Hutchinson, or do we need to make a change now? Now, let's talk about some crucial roster moves the Detroit Lions have made ahead of Sunday's matchup. The team has officially elevated 2 players from their practice squad, defensive end Al-Quadin Muhammad and tight end Shane Zylstra. This news should get you excited, as both players are ready to contribute to the Lions in this crucial matchup. First, let's dive into what Al-Quadin Muhammad brings to the table. Head coach Dan Campbell has been vocal about Muhammad's potential all week, especially since he hasn't seen NFL action since 2022. With Aiden Hutchinson out due to injury and Josh Paschal out due to health reasons, Muhammad's elevation couldn't come at a better time. Coach Campbell emphasized Muhammad's gritty style of play, saying, "He's going to set an edge, he's going to play hard, he's competitive, he's a finisher, and he's got some running ability." That sounds like exactly the type of player we need to help shore up our defense and keep the pressure on the Titans' offense. But it doesn't stop there. The Lions are also looking to add Isaiah Thomas, who they recently signed off the Bengals practice squad. Much like Muhammad, Thomas is eager to make an impact, having been out of action since 2022. Campbell expressed excitement about Thomas's potential, noting his length, size, strength, and intelligent play style. With both Muhammad and Thomas getting their chance, it will be fascinating to see how they perform on the big stage. Now, here's an interesting twist. For the first time in 3 games, the Lions have opted not to elevate Isaac Ukwu. That means he'll remain on the practice squad this week, and fans will have to wait to see him in action. Meanwhile, Shane Zylstra, who joined the active roster last week, will also be back in action. He got his first taste of the season against the Vikings, and it will be interesting to see how he fits into the game plan against the Titans. With these roster changes, the Lions are clearly looking to adapt and overcome the challenges posed by injuries. This game against the Titans is crucial, and everyone is ready to secure a win. So, what do you think, Lions fans? Are you excited about the potential impact of Al-Quadin Muhammad and Shane Zylstra in this game? Do you think these changes can help us maintain our momentum and secure a win? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Now, let's get into it. With the NFL trade deadline approaching on November 5th, there's growing buzz about the Lions possibly making a move for an edge rusher, especially in light of Aiden Hutchinson's recent injury. The Cleveland Browns have at least one edge rusher that has caught the attention of the Lions, and that brings us to an interesting question. Should the Lions consider trading backup quarterback Hendon Hooker as part of a deal? Christopher Knox from Bleacher Report recently suggested that the Lions might be willing to part with Hooker if it means landing a top-tier edge rusher. While it's clear the Lions have Super Bowl aspirations, Hooker, a third-round pick from the 2023 draft, has earned his place as a reliable backup behind Jared Goff. However, with Goff recently signing a 4-year extension, Hooker's path to becoming a starter in Detroit seems pretty blocked unless something drastic happens. So, what makes Hooker such an attractive trade piece? For one, he's young, just 26 years old, turning 27 in January, and his contract is incredibly team-friendly, with a cap hit under $2 million for the next 2 seasons. This makes him an appealing option for teams like the Browns, who are searching for a quarterback on a rookie deal as they contemplate their future. But here's the kicker: if the Lions are indeed talking to the Browns about a trade that could include a veteran pass rusher like Za'Darius Smith, would they really be willing to let go of Hooker? It's a tricky situation. Losing Hooker means relying on Jake Fromm as Goff's backup, which could be a gamble for a team with championship dreams. While it's unlikely the Lions would actually trade Hooker, it's worth pondering how far they're willing to go to secure that crucial edge rusher. Is Hooker the line they wouldn't cross? I want to hear from you, Lions fans. What do you think? Should the Lions consider trading Hendon Hooker if it means acquiring a significant edge rusher to bolster our defense? Or should they hold onto him as insurance for Goff? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this discussion, like the video and subscribe for more insights and updates as we navigate this exciting season together. Thanks for watching, and let's keep our eyes on the prize as we cheer on our Lions.